Hey Astra Kids, and welcome back. And this is your 2023 horoscope using Vedic astrology. Just a quick disclaimer here that this is going to be according to Vedic astrology, which is using the sidereal zodiac. So if you're not familiar with what your sidereal moon sign or ascendant sign is, make sure to check out my free calculator down below in the description so that you have the correct information. Also, this horoscope will be according to your moon sign or rising sign. So this is not according to your sun sign, as the rising sign and the moon sign are mapping out your life. In particular, the rising sign is mapping out the lessons and experiences that you are going through, where the moon is mapping out your life according to how you are perceiving it, how it is happening within your mind, how it is making you feel internally. So these are the most important points to read your chart from. If you want to go deeper to understand how your chart actually plays out for you, actually getting into the planets, how they're aspecting one another, different transits, how they're impacting your life, the dasha periods that you're going through, all of these different factors, make sure to check out my brand new website where you can book an appointment with me. So, stepping into 2023, we will see a lot of major changes happen. But in particular, as we are coming into January, we will see Saturn shifting its position. So we've been in this 2.5 year cycle now of Saturn and Capricorn. But Saturn will be stepping into its Mulitricone sign of Aquarius. And this is a very powerful position. Throughout most of 2022, we're going to see Jupiter in the sign of Aries as well. And as we come towards the end of 2023, we're going to see Rahu shifting into Pisces and Ketu shifting into Virgo. We'll see that on October 30th, so more towards the end of the year. But we're going to have some major changes as Jupiter comes into Aries here in April and as Saturn is coming into Aquarius at the beginning of the year. So this is a huge year that is all about moving ahead, all about making some major changes and decisions, about having the confidence to go for what you want. We are going to see Saturn for the majority of this year in the nakshatra of Shatabisha. So Shatabisha is a nakshatra that is very mysterious, that is very much about science and mystery and exploration. It is a very intellectual nakshatra that likes to learn, that likes to delve into the mysteries. So this is a great time for anyone who is into research, anyone who is wanting to learn, wanting to get into their studies. And also this Jupiter in Aries is going to support this as well, because Jupiter will start off its transit in the nakshatra of Ashwini, and Ashwini is a very intelligent nakshatra as well. It is all about getting to the truth, as it is our first Ketu nakshatra. So Ashwini is a nakshatra that is drawn to the mysteries, that is drawn to philosophy, that is all about learning, that is all about absorbing knowledge and information and understanding it at a deeper level. So this is a very academic nakshatra. And so Jupiter is going to do very well as it comes into Ashwini, as Jupiter is again about knowledge, about learning, about travel. Ashwini also is a nakshatra that is all about adventure as well. So it is also akin to traveling. And we're going to see traveling is a theme as well, as Rahu comes into Pisces for some of you. As Pisces is about foreign travels, it is about isolation, spirituality, and so all sorts of long distance travel, whether that is foreign or whether that is happening on a deeper level as far as spiritual journeys and delving deeper. So this is a very interesting year that we are coming into with all of these different moving pieces here. K2 in Virgo is a bit of a tricky position as it can give us some perfectionistic tendencies wherever this is placed in your chart. K2, remember, is a planet that is all about letting go, that is all about surrender. But K2 also has a side to it that is very stubborn because K2 is very much about our belief systems, about our deeper truth. So it is very adamant about what it believes. Remember that K2, although it is about spirituality, it is a very fiery, smoky kind of energy. So there is an intensity to K2, a very transformative energy that is behind it. And so as K2 comes into Virgo, it is a very critical time. It is about perfection, it is about details. And we can see some difficulties related to health as well. There's a lot around health as we're seeing Jupiter coming into Ashwini, which is health related. We're also going to see Rahu in Ashwini as we come into this next year as well, as we're finishing out this transit of Rahu in Aries. And then, of course, we have Saturn that's going to move into Shatabisha, which is also related to complicated illnesses and miracle healing. And so there is a lot that is centered around health, that is centered around healing, that is centered around natural medicines that can come up during this year as well. There can be a lot of war, and we are going to see Rahu coming into a conjunction with Jupiter as well. And so Rahu and Jupiter together is creating a very interesting yoga where we are going to see some explosive energies coming in here. Remember that Rahu is very obsessive. It blows everything up. And Jupiter is a very expansive planet. And we have it in this fiery sign of Aries. So this is going to be a very interesting energy that is all about risk taking, that is all about being daring, courageous, bold, going for what you want. But you want to be careful with that Rahu influence in there, as Jupiter and Aries can give us a great deal of luck and success around our achievements, as Aries is all about that willpower, that strength, that determination, that originality, that ability to pioneer and trend set. But Rahu is a planet that is very unstable, that can get us into some difficulties. So as Jupiter and Rahu come together, this is a great time to plan for what you want, but you also want to use some caution coming into this transit as well. For those of you with a Virgo moon or Virgo ascendant, we will see Saturn shifting ahead into Aquarius. So as Saturn moves into your sixth house, this can give you a lot of support. This is a very positive transit, especially because Saturn is one of your Trachone lords. So this can help you greatly. As Saturn comes into the sixth house, you can come up against a lot of challenges and disputes, but this also gives you the strength and resilience to overcome these obstacles. This is an excellent time for you to sort out any kind of debts, any kind of outstanding disputes, health issues, legal issues. All of this is going to come up during this transit. So this is an excellent time to sort out any kind of issues or concerns within your everyday life. This can make you very disciplined, very organized, very hardworking during this transit. And this will push you to put in more effort, more persistence, more patience in these areas. This is also a time, though, where you want to be careful about your health. With Saturn in the sixth house, it can increase your stress levels as it is putting more weight, more pressure on you to work hard and to persist forward. And so, this can be a time where you want to pay attention to your exercise habits, your eating habits, making sure that everything is under control in these areas. This can be a time to focus on your medication and any kind of healing practices that can help you to manage your stress levels. This is also a time of eliminating any kind of long term health concerns. So it could be that you were going through some health concerns in the past, and Saturn is helping you by giving you new techniques, new methods that can resolve these issues in your life. This also can make you very much on top of wills, inheritances, thinking about the future, thinking about these areas that need to be sorted out. There could also be some sort of a death or loss in the family. So this is definitely a time of looking into those areas and making sure that everything is structured and prepared properly. This can be a time where there is a loss of a pet or there is a new pet coming into your life. So Saturn is putting a huge focus on this sixth house, where this can give you a lot of support, a lot of responsibility. Any kind of sudden changes or difficulties in your life, Saturn can help you work this out. So, not a lot of sudden shifts that are going to totally knock you off balance. Saturn is giving you the stability, it's giving you the discipline that is needed to help you in these areas. This can be a time where you're tempted to go into isolation, to travel. Again, there's a lot of stress, a lot of responsibilities. You may be thinking about escaping these areas, but this is a time, again, of trying to incorporate those coping skills and practices that can help you to alleviate stress. This can be a time where you want to be careful about any unethical actions that could land you into isolated situations like prisons, hospitals. And this is also a time where helping others, being responsible, showing up, staying disciplined and persistent in your life, in your work, in these important areas of your life can help to increase your fortune. You can find that family members and people within your work can put a lot of demands on you, put a lot of pressure on you. But this also gives you the strength to deal with competitors. So you can find that you are very skilled in dealing with any kind of competition, that you are very skilled with sorting out conflicts and problem solving at this time. This also is a time where, if you're working on any projects, this is excellent for completing those projects. Anything that you are doing on the side, any kind of projects, any kind of entrepreneurship pursuits, this is a time where you want to be more disciplined, where you want to be more consistent. Saturn is demanding that you're putting in more effort in these areas. We're also going to see Jupiter that is going to remain in the sign of Pisces there in your seventh house. So, this has been a very auspicious time with Jupiter there in your seventh house, really opening you up to new opportunities business wise, really bringing in new people to support you, new relationships for some of you. This has been a very positive transit where Jupiter aspecting onto your first house has given you a lot of optimism, a lot of hope moving forward with your future, with your direction. But as Jupiter shifts ahead into Aries, it will come into your eighth house. And so this is a time to start to finalize things. This is no longer a time of wishing and hoping. As Jupiter comes into your eighth house, this can make you a little more introverted, a little bit more withdrawn. And this can help you in your studies also, where this gives you a lot of focus, a lot of concentration to get to the bottom of things. If you're involved in any kind of research and any kind of mystical occult studies, all of these areas, this can help you to study and to gain some more knowledge in these areas. This also can help you with your in laws, with your spouse, with your family. This can make connections stronger in these areas. And you can get support from these people as well. This can be a time where there can be some wealth coming in, where you can find new ways to make wealth. You do want to be careful again of any kind of scandalous behaviors, risk taking with Jupiter in this eighth house. But this can really help to bring in resources, to bring in support into your life. On the other hand, it also is demanding a lot of support from you from your family members as well. So this can be a time again where people are putting a lot of demands on you. This can also be a time where you're very interested in foreign travel, foreign studies, and you can find that you are making money from foreign sources or from working with foreign people. You do want to be careful of your health with Jupiter in this eighth house also. This can give you a bit of a sweet tooth, and so you want to be cautious specifically when it comes to sugar. There can be long standing health issues coming from your diet. Any kind of excess should be avoided during this transit. ultimately, this is going to be a transit that can give you a lot of happiness, a lot of peace, specifically when you are taking time to yourself, when you are getting into your studies, getting into your occult knowledge. All of these areas can help to support you. We're also going to see Rahu, which is going to continue in the sign of Aries there in your eighth house until the end of October. So, this Rahu transit has been all about you looking after your wealth, looking after your security, looking after these areas around death, inheritance, all of these areas getting sorted out. So, for some of you, your lives have been in a bit of disarray with this Rahu in the eighth house. With K2 there in the second house, you may have been more detached from your responsibilities, detached from your finances, but also this could have been a time of finding ingenious ways to bring in wealth as well. With Rahu moving backwards into Pisces. This is a time where this is definitely about relationships. With Rahu moving into a major Kendra house like this, here in your seventh house, this is going to open you up to the world. So, Rahu in this seventh house can bring in new people, new situations, new opportunities. This can be excellent for business. However, this also can create issues health wise, particularly as far as mental health goes. It can be very overwhelming with all of the new people and situations coming into your life. So, with K2 in that first house, this is definitely a time to focus on yourself, making sure that you are taking time for self care. This can be a very draining time with all of these people coming into your life. And with K2 in the first, you may be feeling more introverted, more withdrawn, more so wanting to take time for yourself. So, this can be a very draining time where you want to incorporate practices and techniques that can help you through this period.